is fine, he can just walk away, but if the Vengeful Spirit swaps the potential for a
Yeah.
kill.
And meanwhile, the Treant actually did a die in the top lane, which I didn't see. I have no idea how that happened. Maybe our observer saw it for everyone. And nice blink from the Doom. Gets a glimpse back and blinks straight out of it. So he's going for that blink build.
Alright. I'm gonna go detective mode. The Wisps relocate on court, and the Doom is not. So, must have been the Nyx.
Ah, yeah. See, you're onto it, man. Must have been. Or they just, like, Tree was in the wrong place and they walked up to him and killed him.
VSSF were mid.
Yeah, the only real initiation they had, but hold on a second. Jess is going to go in here. He gonna get doomed straight away. Crystal Plane is just going to turn around. Silence to come out from Salt as well, but Jester should go down here. Maybe the denier isn't going to happen. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far. Luna wants to get in there and get some more, but isn't going to go for it. Shortest glimpse ever cast. But Crystal Plane is going to go and use his ult, but the BKB on Luna negates all the damage. Just needs a couple more auto attacks. Isn't going to get trapped because of that BKB, and BKB's going to run out. One Lucent Beam is going to seal the deal there. VS is going to manage to get away, but that's a 3-for-1 trade.
Very painful for space. I was scratching my head in the middle of that though. Was that the Disruptor getting the armor and not the Ember?
Radiant's bottom tower is under
I think they miscast the armor. Maybe just sort of casting too close to both and not casting it right. But yeah, Ember got doomed and no deny and no armor.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
You had one job, Tree. Can you even like leech seed neutrals and send the Ember over there to like heal up as well? But there wasn't time for all of that. But yeah, I mean, going in Rest's favour either way you look at it, and experience now for Rest is 7,500 along with gold, hugely skyrocketing to only 3k, but it was a 2k advantage basically in the last minute or so. I'm going in their favour, so. Rest definitely looking like they want to take this game, and we can blame it on Ember too, like you said. You can have that one. But, yeah.
So, okay, Rest are in a pretty good lead now with golden XP, and Luna's just shot up as far as Northwest goes. Just wondering right now what the Doom should be going as far as items, because I would have thought a mech would have been nice, but the Wisp wants to go the mech.
Yeah, I think you generally want your mech on the Wisp, but normally it just takes too long, and it's like a 30-minute mech. And in this game, you look at the Wisp, and it's like, that's probably like a 25-26-minute mech. So, yeah, I think Doom probably should have got that, but went for the Midas Blink, so he's sort of gone Farmer and Initiator in this game, rather than the support sort of role.
I think it's good to get the Midas, so you keep that constant flow of farm in. And you can get the mech blink really quick, because you can get the mech now, but not getting it.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
That's, well, obviously, because the Wisp is going it. I just think it's going to be a little too late, and I guess now they're at a point where they need to avoid fights, because Luna is huge this timing. He's got the BKB, and something is flying over to them, the Yasha as well. And then they got the mech on the there, and he's got a pipe at base. It's just so strong right now. The Disruptor's level 11.
Yeah, they're sitting at a great advantage here, as we said. The XP they've just got a really nice lead, 7.5k. I mean, the lead on experience can dip a little when you start 5-minning like this, but unless Space are getting something from it, you know, splitting up, farming, doing anything, or winning the fights
They're
here,
not going to get an experience lead by just clumping mid, getting nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
This SF or someone needs to go farm elsewhere and
we'll take the Wisp with you and just bugger off somewhere and you can come back in.
Yeah, maybe leave the SF mid because he's the one with the wave clear.
Yeah, and then
he's the only one with the wave clear. Actually,
well, Nyx has got a stun, but yeah, not real wave clear.
Wave clear.
Yeah, we're gonna see Ember as well clear out of here. Does he have a remnant mid? Yeah, he's got one mid, so he can just come back in when they engage.
I like this. This is smart.
They're gaining more off the map. They're holding all 5 of space here. Actually, as I say that, 420 has gone bottom, but not with the Wisp. But he does have a TP, so he can come back, and he's got that Ogre Club as well, so maybe going for the BKB or the Halberd. But, I mean, Luna's got a BKB, so she doesn't care about Halberd, and Ember Spirit, if you can get to melee range on the Ember Spirit, you can cast it, but that in itself is a difficult task to actually get to him. Because that hero is quite elusive. Glimpse does come through though, and Korea is going to be stuck in this shield, and the Eclipse used just for the Wisp, but nonetheless Eclipse will a lot used to kill that Wisp. Maybe afraid of Space trying to initiate on them. Space Jam is here though. Invis gets a triple stun off on these guys here. They want to kill Mick in here. 420 is going to come and does get the Doom off, but the ulti from LMK guy does come off as well. Silence here doesn't affect Crystal Planet. Does have that BKB on, and Phil already's just going to hide in these trees on the Luna. Does get out. The poison might even tick down this Doom. No, he's going to manage to get away, and Doom is going to run out on Jester. He should be able to get away from this nice hold there, and they're just going to go back on him. Wisp Relocator's coming in though. Needs to be a little bit careful, but it's only a Wisp. But he does manage to get the Ember Spirit with the balls.
That'll go a long way for his mech.
Yeah, he got the buckler and he's only 600 away from it now. But I say only the Wisp, but everyone else was dead. So it was obviously only going to be the Wisp. But I mean, who really came ahead in that? That was, I think Rest definitely won the fight.
Both sides. I think Rest could have done a whole lot better.
Yeah.
The Wisp like that, I don't think they needed to rush into Black King Bar UC plus an Eclipse for that.
Yeah, there was a lot committed to kill that Wisp, and I think that's the only reason why Space Creator tried to make some of that. Like, if he didn't use the Eclipse, if that BKB didn't happen, you can't fight into a BKB Eclipse.
Exactly. Yeah.
And Ember's going to have that Battle Fury very shortly. He's about 60 gold away from it. Might even sell his Stout, which he is going to do, and grab that BKB now. So the damage output has gone from high to really high in a matter of seconds. If they clump up against this, if the tree gets a good ulti, the Sleight of Fist is going to do a lot of damage, the Lunar Glaives is going to come in, the Eclipse, and the Doom's basically got to be really on point with getting the Doom off. The SF needs to get the ulti off with the BKB, and Wisp needs to keep his team alive.
Just remembered, how about that triple stun from the Nyx? I think that
was really nice. Yeah, really nicely done by Space Jam there, and the Doom came off onto the Ember during that stun as well. So Space Jam getting in there, dealing a decent amount of damage, as well as the triple stun, you know. They were nicely lined up for him, ready to be stunned. Just finding the spaces he needs to, and I mean, as this gets later and later, you've got a Doom SF versus Ember Luna. Like, I give that to Ember Luna just for the sheer fact that it's really hard to catch Ember, and Luna isn't the worst kind of, not frontliner, but can sort of just stand in your face with that Eclipse and BKB going while Ember dodges around using Sleight of Fists, and even the Treant's just going to keep everyone alive with the Living Armor and the Leech Seed.
Yeah, for sure. The Veno getting a pipe, I'd imagine, with that hood. Be no point not to upgrade the hood into a pipe. So they got the Veno and the Treant and the Luna to just run at them, the Ember to create chaos. They got a lot of stuff to throw at Space, and I think they really need to push their advantage right now, rather than sit back and farm like they're doing right now. I don't feel like this is the right thing to do. They should be pushing, get things done.
Yep.
Which it looks like they are.
Yeah, I mean, Space Created are simply being held at this tier 2. They've been at this tier 2 for like 4 minutes. Just nowhere to go. Doom like left for a little while and then have to come back straight away. Yeah, they're getting nothing off the map. The XP, as I said, you know, can be shifted when you start manning like Rested, and they're still leading. It's still going up. The gold as well is plateauing around about 6.5, 7k ahead.
Suppose they're just scared of getting picked off by the Disruptor or the because they do have quite far reach power.
Yep.
And again, you've got the Wisp who can save the carry who's farming. Like if a Wisp dies, big deal. That's Space Created, time bought.
You and I.
And
wow.
the ball is going to catch too. Silence is going to come out here as well, along with the hole, but the Doom does come out. I can't even see who that's on because of all the mess around. 2 heroes are going to go down for space. 3 heroes. The Doom was actually on the Luna, but Luna doesn't care. Luna's going to run into your base and kill the Wisp as well. And within 5 or 6 seconds, 4 heroes go down for space almost instantly. And a massive win for
That was
Rest.
ridiculous. He just slider fist
Dire's middle
Searing
tower
Chains
has
2,
fallen.
and that's the opportunity
That was it.
right there. They win.
Yep. I mean, you had the Treant ult, you had the Venom ult, you had the Eclipse, you had... you didn't even... No, the Eclipse wasn't even used. And you had the Static Storm, and they just had no way to do anything. They all just melted, and with no buybacks, they're going to lose this tower. They may not lose the racks. They've got basically 15 seconds, so they will lose it because of the sheer power of Luna and Manta and Rax is dying. So they should get the double racks here in space and just going to call the GG. Like, do anything.
Easy. In hindsight, looking back now, I'd say probably silly to try and hold on to the tier 2. Better to just split farm and get what you can and then defend the base. But even then, tough call for space to win that one. I couldn't really see them. Yeah, I think Rest were always given the start they got.
Yeah, and that slider fist into the Searing Chains at the end, catching 2, just ended that game. Really well played by Rest, and opposite of what happened last game. Space were in control. It seemed like they were in control the whole game last game, and now Rest were in control this game. So, what's it going to be now? We need either a Lycan or a Naga to win the next game, right? Because Ember won this game. So
yeah, is Ember balanced in all things? Yeah.
Ember is balanced in all things, obviously.
Okay, just wanted to hear your opinion on him after the game.
Hey, I didn't say he was super overpowered. I just said he was a little overpowered. Come on. He is a little overpowered. But yeah, so we'll be going to a Game 3 decider match after this break, and once we get all the players back into the lobby, so we'll be back shortly.